galactic family, eternal bond, ascending now to the seventh dimension.
Namaste and like catch my family. A little sneak attack here with my brother Jayse. How you guys doing out there across planet Earth? Let me get a thumbs up for audio is fire. Feeling sexy today. Jayse. Namaste.
What's up, brother?
Why don't you kind of like let's take everyone through like our morning. The force hit me when I was meditating outside in the sun. You're outside in the sun with Alexis. And the force is like, you need to tell everyone what's going on, especially with some of these updates and some of this stuff financially. You know, I'm really focused on, we saw some of the Epstein files and how $15 million was used at the initiation of Coinbase and some of the Tether stuff. Here's what I'm getting. And this is the vibe of this. Our job is to help our family step off certain timelines or probabilities that have weird outcomes, right? So I felt like a shift, almost like I was on a train track, and all of a sudden my higher self was like, shift tracks. You know what I mean? Like, do it now, 6 months before it's like a situation. Why don't you explain to them a little bit about our conversation this morning? And if you guys don't know Jayse, ladies and gents, across the world from here to South Africa, Asia, Jayse is my crypto guy for TeamLight. This is my guy that we have insider information conversations about. This is my guy, okay? Jayse, why don't you tell them a little bit about what's going on and how everyone can kind of steer around some of these potholes?
Yeah, so I was just making some posts last night about what's going down right now with the Epstein files and what we've been seeing come out concerning Bitcoin, Ripple, XRP, Stellar, XLM, a lot of our favorite cryptos and not so favorite cryptos. And was making some posts just this morning about the Coinbase thing you were just mentioning, which we'll get into about, Epstein being a key investor in Coinbase in the early days, and then get a call from our brother Rion, and he's like, yo, what's going on? We got to talk about this. I'm like, well, I'm free right now. Let's jump on a live. Let's do it. So, we've been getting these new Epstein files. We got a drop I think it was last November, late 2025, of the Epstein files where there was some bombshell information concerning Bitcoin, where we found out that Epstein was a strategic investor in the Bitcoin Foundation. And that occurred through connections he had through MIT. So we don't know if Epstein was Satoshi Nakamoto, who is the anonymous individual or group who created Bitcoin. We don't know that yet, but that is a theory that a lot of people are speculating, including myself. But we do know that he had a vested interest in Bitcoin, and that, Bitcoin is kind of looking to be the PEDO coin, and potentially funding a lot of black, dark stuff that's going on in that whole Epstein world. So that came out in November. Then we got this drop this last week in the new Epstein files. A lot of stuff mentioned Gates, a lot of key people in there, Clinton, a lot of stuff. But then there was a particularly interesting email where Epstein and another individual were having a conversation where they explicitly name dropped Ripple and Stellar. And if you're not familiar with those names, Ripple is the company associated with XRP, our beloved XRP, and Stellar is the company or the nonprofit foundation associated with XLM, which is kind of the sister coin to XRP. So XRP and XLM, I know Rion's talked about it a lot. I talk about it all the time. I'm sure a lot of you guys are at least familiar with those names, if not already invested in those. And what came out was really good for us. It was not damning at all. It actually showed that Epstein was extremely threatened by what Ripple and Stellar were doing. So basically in this email, they came out and they were like, hey, we got to, we see that there's some people in our crew and this Epstein crew here that are invested in these two projects. And they were like, that's not good for our company. This is, they literally said damaging and a problem to what they're trying to do. They called it investing putting two horses in the same race, backing two horses in the same race, meaning, you know, if you're investing, if the Epstein crew's investing in Ripple and Stellar, it's in direct opposition to what their goal and what they're trying to do to essentially front run Bitcoin as the new global currency, the new one world, you know, one coin to rule them all, if you will, which has always been my problem with Bitcoin and also Ethereum, that they're kind of the establishment coins, despite a lot of, you know, people calling Ripple and XRP the banker's coin and the banker's project. Well, what we're finding out now is that Bitcoin and Ethereum were, we don't know Ethereum yet, but we know Ethereum is also involved in this stuff. It hasn't come out in the Epstein files specifically, but we know Bitcoin and Ethereum were backed, promoted by JP Morgan Chase through Jamie Dimon, and that they were collaborating. They actually, we found out in another email, Epstein was likely one of the key figures that got Gary Gensler, who was the previous head of the SEC under Biden, who really instigated this attack, this big lawsuit that drug on for years between the SEC and Ripple, that Epstein was a key figure in making that happen and getting him involved through their Clinton connection there. So just a bunch of dirty, dark stuff going on. And we're sitting in a good position now, because now I'm seeing a lot of Bitcoin people online kind of flipping their sentiment, not only going, okay, why was Epstein involved in this, but is Epstein actually the guy who created Bitcoin in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, you can still see, you know, the original Bitcoin wallet hasn't shifted at all. I think it's worth like $106 billion or something crazy. Just sitting there. So no, there's a lot of things moving, and for all of us moving forward, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you know, Chase, we've been at this. We were actually the ones that we did a video with Lily Nova when XRP was like 50 cents, and the next day it went on that run, and I was like, get your XRP. So for all you guys who haven't gotten XRP, it's on sale right now. That's all I can really say about it. I am slowly making small purchases of it. I never liked Bitcoin, and Ethereum to me was always felt like Europe. It felt like the Western banking system of Europe. It always felt very, I don't know. My gut feeling with it was, I was like, I don't really like Ethereum either. So knowing that JP Morgan, you know, was a part of that Ethereum thing, you know, I was like, I'm not really into Ethereum. Now listen, everyone out there making their investments, that's fantastic. It's just moving forward, I do see a lot of changes happening. Obviously, as you guys well know, I will first and foremost say stack your gold, stack your silver. Okay? For all those out there like old school, yeah, stack silver, stack gold. July 26, 2026, Florida is the day that Florida accepts gold and silver legally as tangible things.
That's
so
dope.
for all you guys that are stacking silver, I don't know. I would wait to be able to take that directly into a bank and go, I put this down. Can I purchase that house? How I feel about gold and silver, ladies and gents, I feel like it's going to be a trade. So everyone has their own motivations on how and why they make purchases, right? And sit on things. Listen, when I purchased my silver, I always saw myself, there was a flash of me walking into a bank and going, I want to put this down on that house. It was never like I was selling little coins. You know, that's never, it was always like, okay, take this, you know, trade this. I want that. In my life, that's kind of how I operate. And you guys, for all these financial decisions you guys are making, what do you really need? A nice house, paid off, you know, some land to grow some food. I mean, just, you got to keep things really simple in these days to come. Okay. So that's what I personally saw. Okay. I'm going to trade this for that. It wasn't a damn sports car and it wasn't some, I don't know. It was like facility, compound, my friends, my family. When people come visit, we're doing awesome things. It was like whatever I wanted to create was for the community. And like I said, even with these new humanitarian projects and things we're doing, there's a lot of opportunity for that out there. We're not even talking about the Nassar, Jassar, or the RV right now. We're talking about what's popping right now and some of the names and companies that are being dropped in these files. That's why I wanted my brother on here to go, hey, this is coming out. So we discussed this. And can you please tell them the deal with Ledger now, Jayse, and what cold wallet we should all be getting? I have a lot of light workers and friends that still have all of their funds on the exchanges.
Yep.
Okay. Now,
So
for all you guys that have been waiting to go, what cold wallet or how to do that, right? There is a new cold wallet that is made by South Korea, who, by the way, is one of the main proponents of XRP on Earth, if not number one, correct?
yeah,
South Korea Seoul?
per capita, like per the amount of people, they're the number one country supporting XRP.
Okay, explain to them what is the best cold wallet to have, especially, moving forward, and explain to them why the issue with Ledger is concerning. Go ahead.
Yep. So I'll back up a little bit, give people context on what even a wallet is, because some people might not even know that. A lot of people are holding their crypto, their XRP, their XLM, even their Bitcoin and stuff on Coinbase, Kraken, these kind of platforms. These are exchanges. When you hold your crypto with them, it's really no better than holding your money in a bank, which unfortunately, we got to do right now, but that's what crypto is changing. The problem with the exchanges is that in their terms and conditions, when you sign up to use their platform, if they go bankrupt, if they go out of business, they're legally allowed to use your funds that you hold with them as bailout money, and you might never see those funds again. And that's what happened with the big platform FTX a couple years ago. A lot of you probably remember that. They were even bigger than Coinbase. They had Super Bowl ads, celebrity sponsorships. They were the biggest, most trusted, safest exchange at the time. People made fun of people for even doubting them. And then what happened? They were secretly over leveraging and basically borrowing people's funds and using it to invest in other stuff. They ended up going insolvent. They collapsed. People lost all their money that they held with them. Some people lost millions, even billions of dollars. So that can happen to the biggest exchange. That can happen to Coinbase. Not saying it will, but now that especially we're seeing that Coinbase is in the Epstein files, that Epstein put I think it was $15 million into Coinbase in their early days. We don't know. That's a lot of instability there. That's a lot of lack of trust now, and there could be problems. So what you want to do is have your crypto on a cold storage wallet, not just a free app wallet. That's a good first step, but a cold storage wallet is an actual physical device. Alexis Ascension Diaries, my wife, she put the link right here to the one that I use called the Descent wallet. That's what Rion was referring to in terms of the Korean wallet, very pro XRP. Ledger is the most popular wallet right now. I used them when I first got into crypto. And then they started to give me a bunch of red flags. One of the ones I was just telling Rion on the phone is that their CEO came out in an interview and just trash talked XRP, calling it a SHIT coin, saying it was a piece of crap and trash. And, I don't want to hold my XRP with someone whose CEO doesn't even like it. That's not good energy. You don't want to back that kind of thing. But then there was also some other issues and red flags where there were some updates where they could potentially have a back door in accessing your funds and just things that made it not the best option. So what I've landed on after trying a few different wallets is this Descent wallet. I'm actually an affiliate with them now because I use them so much, and so I signed up for their affiliate program. So this is a discount link that you can use if you want to get one of those wallets. Gives me like $15 every purchase, but you get like $30 off the total price. So definitely recommend that. Another good thing to note: never buy a crypto wallet on Amazon, and especially not eBay, but even Amazon, where you think it might be safe. What happens, and I've learned this is the same thing with supplements and stuff on Amazon too. They won't tell you, they won't disclose this, but you look like you're buying it from the main store. and it is the main store for all intents and purposes, but Amazon on the back end will ship it through a third party that they don't disclose. And I've seen dozens and dozens, if not hundreds or more, of people online have their crypto stolen from them suddenly with no warning, because these third parties that Amazon ships through will often hack those wallets before they send them out, and then they seal them back up. They make them look brand new. You would never know, except once you fund that and put all your savings or whatever in it, all of a sudden one day you wake up and it's gone. So don't get them on Amazon. For whatever wallet you get, make sure you go straight to the manufacturer's website, and that's the only way to do it. I know a lot of people that's got them on Amazon. If you did, it's a risk. I would recommend going and getting one from their website just to make sure that you're not going to end up with any issues. But that Decent wallet too, like Rion was just saying, they're a Korean company. All the crypto wallets right now come from different countries. There's not like a big popular American brand. Ledger's from France. Trezor, another popular one, I think is from Estonia. I avoid the Chinese wallets for reasons I probably don't need to explain, but Korea, where the Decent wallet comes from, like Rion was saying, they're the biggest pro XRP country per capita. So some days the Korean volume for XRP in terms of purchasing and selling is higher than even that in America. And they have a fraction of our population. So they're super pro XRP. And this Decent wallet is created for the XRP ecosystem. Right. So another reason I like it is it'll hold all these different XRP ecosystem coins, ones that I teach about in my academy that are connected to XRP that Ripple is invested in. The Decent wallet will support all of those. So that's XRP, XLM, Stronghold is another big one.
What about HBAR? I know HBAR on the Ledger, it's a separate, you have to download a separate app onto Ledger just to be able to transact on the HBAR. Is that, how is that on Decent?
Yeah, you can get HBAR on Decent. Basically any crypto you could think of, Decent will support it. So Ledger, on the other hand, there's some that they don't have support for.
So yeah, my main thing was that, I feel just like I've done with my investments with gold and silver, different cryptos, ISO 222 cryptos, right? Different projects I believe in. And then obviously the currencies, I keep taking my net out like this, ladies and gents. All we need is one of the 10 things we've invested in to hit. That's how I feel with me personally. It's not like you put all your eggs in one basket. You kind of go out like this, kind of like Spider-Man, right? And you're sitting here watching the frequency of what's going to happen first. So that is how I am doing it. I feel it's very more secure that way to do that. Obviously, gold and silver, obviously they're going to need silver forever, especially with this new technology coming out and Tesla and some of these different companies needing all of that silver and the data mining and the new batteries that Samsung is making, all of these things, correct? So that's my main thing on why I wanted to share this with you guys. I do have a Ledger wallet, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to order 2 Decent wallets, and I'm going to start moving my stuff not only off the exchanges, but off of the different and I'm going to start spreading out. Why? I like to be a tripod in that sense. I don't like to have all my stuff like, oh my God, if someone touches that, no. Some here, some here, some here. And people are asking about different software wallets like Zaman, Xaman.
That's right.
I think that's a cool wallet to have. I wouldn't have all your currency on there. I think that's cool to have like 100 XRP on there in case you're traveling and you want to buy something or you want to transact. That is not where you store your crypto, ladies and gents. So
exactly,
I'm making this the change over today. And I think that's really important. And thank you for giving us the heads up on not buying it off Amazon.
So that link, link, I know it's not on the screen anymore, but if
I'll pull it back up on the screen real quick. Go ahead.
And if you go to the beacons, which is like my link tree
it's in the descriptions, ladies and gents. There's a link to Jayse and all of his stuff. And I think that's probably where I'm going to go and get that. Here it is.
And you brought up gold and silver. One thing I want to say on that, obviously gold and silver have been performing amazing lately, even though, the whole market's had a bit of a pullback. That's pretty normal. You have ups. Anytime you have a big up, you're going to have a bit of a pullback, and that's a good time to buy the dip too. But one of the things I want to say about gold and silver in relation to XRP, first off, there's a misconception that XRP and XLM are backed by gold and silver. It's not actually true. Energetically, they kind of are. But one of the things that I want to tell people about that is, for one, XRP and XLM support gold and silver accessibility, liquidity. They enhance gold and silver versus Bitcoin, which kind of tries to compete with gold. Like, there's a lot of people out there who are big Bitcoin people who say Bitcoin is digital gold. You don't need gold anymore. You got Bitcoin. Like you said, precious metals, they're always going to be valuable, right? They've got inherent value to them. XRP and XLM, they enhance every form of value out there. They don't compete with them. They literally are designed to connect gold, silver, even Bitcoin, stocks, bonds, oil. All of these things are going to soon be brought over onto the blockchain, specifically on the XRP ledger. They call this tokenization, which means the stock market primarily is going to now coexist on the XRP ledger in the very near future. And this is one of the projects that we're invested in my academy, is the one that's working on doing this on the XRP ledger. That one is called Sologenic, and a sister one called Corium. And they're actually, they're going to have a big announcement in like 2 days from now. So, you and I were talking. He's like, hey, what should I throw some money into real quick?
Well, I know, I feel like there's a lot of opportunities right now, especially when everyone's so distracted on all these things coming out. Remember, whenever the deep state, or whatever this is, the hidden hand, has all of these things playing out with all the stuff that's going on in the United States. And then there's also the weather modification. Then you have all of this unrest. Now they do the Epstein files. What I'm trying to say is, everyone get used to paying attention to, if they want everyone to look over here, hey, look at this, look at this, look at this. Everyone should go, like, the first thing I do is, what's going on over here? Mm-hmm. What's going on with the financial reset? Because a lot of people are going to be caught off guard, and they're going to go, oh, I missed it. My thing is that I just think we've gotten used to being distracted on such a high level. Now my guard is up 24/7, 365. And not only that, every single time there is a disruption in the field, I'm a core believer in balance, for we are emissaries of change who incarnated here. And in universal balance, it can't always be negative. So if there's negative stuff going on, and that's all they're broadcasting on the planet, is all this negative stuff, where's the positive stuff that's happening? Where are the things that are happening behind the scenes? I still stand by January 16th, I believe. Or was it? And you guys watch my videos. I said something. It was like January 16th or January 13th. I can't remember. Everything changes. I can't remember if it was the 16th. And something happened behind the scenes on that date. There was a decision made. Now, as we're moving forward, right? There's something going on right now with these currencies. There's something going on right now with bondholders across the earth. There's something going on right now. And I feel like it's a full-blown military thing. That's why I said it's not in civilian hands, whatever this is. This is Cyber Command in full control of all things that are going off right now in the United States. If you guys don't know that, okay. This is a high-level military game that's taking place. And we're kind of like in between the war zones, wondering, why isn't it happening? My thing is that there's a lot of things that we can't see that, as soon as this thing went to a military operation, planetary wide, we all have to sit and be patient, ladies and gents, because there are things that are going on that we're never going to know about as far as the civilian world. And that's okay. But what I'm trying to say for all of us, with all this release of all this stuff and all this stuff going on, I just kind of keep looking through all the distortions or all the veils they keep throwing up in front of me. And I keep trying to see stuff over the horizon, and I'm calling stuff out. So, for example, something weird does happen with Coinbase. All of us are like, oh, I pulled my shit off there a long time ago. Yeah, that sucks. I reach out again and I say, hey, yeah, maybe Ledger isn't the right one. Maybe I should have moved everything to Descent, or maybe I should have spread my assets out. that's why I felt it was very important to make this video for you guys. It with Jayse when I called him this morning, because I was like, I want to steer us around anxiety. I want to steer us around potholes on this earth, whether that be financially, energetically, spiritually, right? There's something in me that's like, no, I don't want my family to have to go through this roller coaster, right? So that's all we're doing right now, is trying to share some stuff with you guys so we can kind of move around casually before things blow up in our faces. You know what I mean? I'm switching train tracks now, 3 months before or 2 months before, and I'm going, oh, thank goodness. We'll hear about it on the news and go, whoo, don't have to deal with that. So that's that's all we're trying to share and instill in us. And for all of us to work together, when you guys get insider information or, hey, what's going on? Feel free to share on all the platforms and let us know. So I'm just we have gone through enough, our collective on this planet. It is time for us to claim our birthrights, our sovereignty, our freedom, and take back control of this planet. And that is a spirit in the spiritual nature of our creator. That's how I feel in my core. I am just a soul operating in this suit. And I'm saying, if I'm watching this game properly, we need to discern and move our assets around to try and it's almost like we're dodging asteroids. It's like we're playing the game Asteroids. And I'm like, some people are just sitting in the cockpit with their money in a checking account, just going I'm like, nah, dude, you don't want to do that. You gotta, hey, you don't play the game Asteroids by just staying in a straight line. We got to bob and weave, dude. Okay, don't get that one, get this one. So there's a flow to this game. And once you guys feel like you're in the flow, you got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Asteroids is a game.
Yep. And if this is if some people are out there going, hey, this is way too complicated for me, I don't even know what you're talking about, but I want to
Jayse, explain. Okay, Rion, explain to them what I just said.
Well, explain. Yeah. So in terms of, not putting all your eggs in one basket, it's good. Like I said, get a wallet. That's the first thing. And that's the first thing we'll teach you how to do in my Conscious Crypto Academy. But like Rion said too, once you start to get a little bit more, funds going in your crypto portfolio, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, because there's always things that can happen. You never know. You want to stay flexible. You want to stay ready. You want to be secure and prepared. So it is a good idea, I think, to have, at least 2, maybe 3. Some people have a lot more different wallets, whatever you feel like you can handle, but making sure it's a little bit spread out, just in case anything happens to one, you're still able to have access to, at least a chunk of your funds. And, it's pretty rare. If you're doing the right thing, you're going to be fine. Stay away from scammers. That's a really big thing right now. If anybody messages you on Telegram, Instagram, they pretend to be people, I have people pretending to be me. They use my name, my profile picture. I'm sure Rion probably gets, the same thing. So if you ever get a weird DM or you're in a weird group and someone's like, well, this is one of the biggest scams. So listen to this. Mm-hmm. If someone's like, hey, you need to move your stuff to a QFS secured wallet, it's a scam. Just delete the person. Don't respond. Don't do anything. Never give out any of your information. Sounds obvious, but people fall victim to this all the time. A friend of mine just lost $30,000 because he got a call from someone pretending to be Google customer support. They even sent him an email verifying they were Google customer support from a real Google email. Somehow they're able to do that. And, he gave over his secret keys, which are his passwords that you get with your wallet. And they drained him for $30K in a matter of minutes. So the secret keys, you get those when you set up your wallet. It's usually a 24 random word phrase that they give you. You never, ever want to give that to anybody, no matter how convincing they sound, no matter if they sound like they're customer support from some group, no matter if it sounds like it's an influencer that you follow. Never, ever do that. And that's where, in my Conscious Crypto Academy, we got a group of over 150 people, gives you a good chance to check in with us and go, hey, I got this weird message from somebody. What's this about? And we can tell you okay, that's a scam, or no, that's legit. You're good. So, if this is over your head and you're I know this is for me and I want to take advantage of this, but I just don't know where to start. I don't know how to do the wallet. that's where my Conscious Crypto Academy, we show you step by step how to do everything. We do weekly calls every week where we check in with each other. We go over updates like this, and it gives you a really good community and secure network to be able to touch base with in times that you're confused.
Okay, let's go into business sense for all my fellow entrepreneurs out there. All right, you guys want to get into some encryption, some high-level data? If you guys are entrepreneurs and you guys are using Shopify or some different, online stores, right? You guys are, you're selling products. You guys are doing stuff. We recently just blocked all VPNs out of Singapore on TeamLight. Every single VPN coming out of Singapore, we blocked. There's a lot of countries that are fishing for your information. I recommend that every single person out there who has a voicemail, this is what you say on the voicemail. You do not answer random calls ever, and simply say, "Hi, I'm so-and-so." If you do not leave a voice message and let me know who you are, you will be blocked forever. Thank you. You'd be surprised how every single person that does not leave a voicemail, blocked forever. You guys, I have like 100,000 people blocked on my phone. Because, I don't think, guys, it's okay to block random numbers. And you got to tell this to your parents too. We got moms that are like, yeah, I love Google security. I'm like, you have an Apple computer. You don't need Google security. I'm making jokes, but we all have parents like this. What I'm trying to say is that you got to stop your parents from clicking on things. Okay. Everyone out there, now we're going into comedy. Stop your parents from clicking on things and going, I have internet security now. Mom, I bought you an iMac. It has its own system firewall. You don't need to install anything on your Mac, okay? This is an example of how these people are getting your information or getting your emails or calling you. We've also had huge data links. Huge data leaks. The DMV got leaked, right? Google
too, actually. That was another thing with Ledger.
Google. Yeah, listen, Google has a huge lawsuit going on right now with giving everyone or having their data breached. So I just recommend everyone out there who's got crypto on their phone, change your voicemail, be very nice, and go, because what I've realized in my life is this, and I'm going to share this with you guys, because a lot of these people in these comments right now, you're about to become very, very wealthy. Can we talk about this, Jayse, for a second?
Yeah.
Let's fast forward. You guys want to go into the future a little bit? Let's fast forward. Each and every person in the comments right now did make investments, do have investments, and everything that we want comes to fruition. Every single person in the comments right now are staring at my eyes, right? And Jayse, and all of us. Hey, you, check this out. There needs to be certain ways in which we are going to alter and change how we interact with the collective on this planet, especially the public. Okay. If you were meant to build the facilities or create the humanitarian projects or create the spaces as a founder, your job is no longer to interact specifically with everyone trying to figure it out. Your job, right, and your purpose is to create the space. It's like that Field of Dreams movie. If you build it, they will come, right? What I'm trying to say for you guys out there, some of you guys are the real builders. Some of you guys are the real humanitarians. You need to stop backing up from the social media. Someone calls your phone that you don't know and they don't leave a voicemail, they're blocked forever. What you'll start to learn is everyone that calls you needs something from you, unless it's your mom, family member, your closest friends. So you don't need to answer every phone call, and you definitely don't need to click on everything. Another thing too, with these emails coming in, when you get an email from UPS or any of these shipping things from around the earth, right? You guys own a business, zoom all the way in on the email. If it ends with @Gmail, it's fraud. That's not, that's instant. That's fraud. That there's no business account that ends with a Gmail @Gmail. So just some things, some people never have dealt with this stuff, and we're just trying to help you guys organize your mind. But I'm seeing like why I'm doing this right now with you guys, like real talk. There's something in me. We're about to jump timelines. And I feel like we are like throwing our ropes off our lifeboats, right? This big yacht, let's just call it our our cruise ship into the fifth dimension. We are throwing lines off this boat going, hey, grab hold and just don't look left or right and hold on and believe in your heart, your purpose, and your truth. And step out of this muck because there's going to be a lot of chaos and confusion out there. So I just want to be real. That's how I do it. If you call my phone, you don't leave a voicemail, you're blocked forever. I only got one number. Wish you the best. I don't have time. You guys will not have time when you're fully in your purpose and you guys are funded and you're doing your thing. And I don't also want you guys to go in some weird paranoia land, right? Where you're looking out the window, right? No. You guys just kind of, slowly go, hey, this is me. This is my business email. If you'd like to contact me, if you'd like to talk to me, you guys might have people that help you or assistants. There's a flow to this, okay? We don't want to end up like 88% of every single person who's ever won the lottery is broke in 5 to 10 years. I don't want you guys in that category. What am I doing and why this is kind of important for us? Listen, simple. I'm noticing the more simple, grounded, honed in I get, my creation ability increases, and I simply will be able to do the things I think about. But when you're in this motion, ladies and gents, sometimes that great truth that'll come from inside of you, the reason why some of you guys had to pull away from some of your friends, the reason why some of you guys have had to pull away from some of your family members, the reason why some of you guys have kind of had to remove yourself from certain social circles is some of us have taken the responsibility and choice to actually change the world, not exist in it. We chose to change the world, not exist in it. So if you are one of us, the 144, and you're here to change the world, pay attention. There is a speed of creation when you are in spirit. When spirit goes, imagine this is, again, I'm trying to give you guys, some of you guys haven't processed this yet. So I'm trying to show you what it feels like if you've never had these thoughts before. Okay, you're sitting in the morning, you got $200 million in your checking account, and you're sitting there frozen, right? You already did your redemption center thing. You have this money in your account. You're starting to get paranoid. You're starting to freak out. Who's your friend? No. Don't do that. Don't do that. What you're doing right now is discerning who's coming with me while we're still kind of in this in-between limbo place and who needs more time. But what I'm telling you is this, when spirit asks you to move, you move. Okay? You move. Go purchase that land. I don't know why I'm purchasing. Trust your heart. Purchase that. Okay. Hey, we need tractors. How many do we need? 4. Okay. What I'm getting to is stop looking at the financial thing like these past generations have of hoarding your wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, they die at 88 years old with no friends, no family members. They've pissed off everyone around them. They're narcissistic and they die alone. Don't end up like that. End up as a being or a person that has legacy who has helped future generations grow into something beautiful and better. That is what you should focus on. I got to keep it 100. There's a reason why every single billionaire wealthy person on this planet is unhappy. There's a reason for it. It's almost like a curse. What I'm trying to say is take the energy, think of that income, all that those numbers coming towards you as a flow of energy that flows through you, and then you direct it, right? You pull in more energy and you direct it. I'm just trying to give you a little, energetic feeling of what that feels like, and let go of the wheel, dude. That's all. There's just something in me I'm trying to share, and I am not trying. I am. There will be a moment this year, maybe sooner than we can ever imagine, where what I'm saying is going to be very relevant. Breathe. Maybe go get an Airbnb up in the mountains and chill out for 30 days. Think about what you really want to create here. Think about the person you really want to be. Think about what you wish to accomplish. Think about which of your friends that have the same purpose wish to create with you. Okay? That is your purpose. And that will keep you safe from the drugs, the partying, the stupid decisions. You will be in a different mindscape working with your spirit to improve the planet. Cleaning the waters, rebuilding the reefs, replant. There's just a lot of really cool things that we get to do together. That's all I wanted to share. There's a greater, we start here with what's happening in 3D, the files, the crypto. This is this big. what are we doing here? Why did you incarnate? What are we really here to do? It's a much larger picture. And treating people better. Absolutely. Brother, how can they find you? I just wanted to share that because this is really kind of what this is. Like, are you guys ready for that type of responsibility? It's like you guys are getting ready to play football and you're putting on your shoulder pads and your helmet for the first time and you're realizing, wow, this feels like 25 pounds. You're like, yeah, you're no longer a part of the collective. You're here to help lead the collective. And each and every one of you is very powerful, beautiful, and special. You. So I'm just trying to say, we're just your brothers sharing some insights here. So I just want to be real. You got to breathe through it. Okay. So brother, how would you like to share with that? And how can people find you?
Yeah. So I think, there's a reason so many of us light workers are being guided to particular assets, whether it's XRP, whether it's RV currencies, whatever it is. There's a reason for it. And for me in particular, XRP, that's what I've observed, this massive phenomenon of people who they don't get a good vibe about Bitcoin. They don't get a good vibe about Ethereum or a lot of cryptos, but there's something about XRP. And I believe it's because it is God's chosen currency, and the people who have both the feminine, intuitive, right-brained ears to listen to that message from spirit, but also the masculine, left-brained courage to act on that information that you're hearing, because it's a two-part thing, right? You can hear the information and then you could be too scared to actually act on it. You have to have a balance of both. And for those people, those are the people that I think are being gifted with this massive opportunity for generational wealth and abundance, something that I don't think the human race has ever seen in its entire history, where these people, us, the people here right now that are feeling this opportunity, are going to be put in a position of massive, massive empowerment, wealth, and abundance to be able to literally co-create the new earth together. Because as Rion's talked about many times, it's going to take money to actually build a lot of the infrastructure. It's going to take money to build cities of light, to build healing centers, to build communities. And this is to me the main way that we're being guided right now to actually take advantage of that and act on it. So if you want to join like a group of people, a community, and learn how to actually do this stuff, that's why I created my Conscious Crypto Academy. Not only are we going to teach you how to do all this stuff and more, set up passive income with crypto, become your own bank, but our big vision here is we are creating an international group of light workers, starseeds, empowered conscious individuals who want to use this wealth, not just for personal, of course, you got to fill your cup first, right? You got to feel comfortable, but then to be able to use those funds to actually go out, co-create, and change the world together. And that's the network that we're building right now at Conscious Crypto. So if you're interested in like joining our group, the link is down below in the bio. All my socials are there as well. I'm Cosmic Origins on Instagram, YouTube, and X. On Instagram and X, the O in Origins is a 0 because they banned my original pages, so I had to make a new one. My website is consciouscrypto.info. You can book a free 30-minute strategy call with me if you're interested in joining. We'll talk about where you're at, whatever questions you have, and we'll see if it's a good fit for you. And yeah, ultimately, this is all about the opportunity that we're being given right now by spirit, by God source creator, to be able to go out and actually build the new earth, change the world, and manifest this transition into 5D new earth, fourth density. It's literally the best time to be alive. So it's so exciting. And I'm honored to be here with you doing it, brother. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, listen, I love all you guys out there. I just want you to know there's it's almost like a breathing technique, because I'm starting to feel it right now. Like, hey, the starting pistol's about to go off, and I'm just going to be like, let's go. I will be sharing some insights with you guys. I would love to meet you guys in person at Rise of the Guardians, May 8th through the 10th. Jayse and Alexis, my beloved family members, will be there as well. They're going to have a table. They'll be there to help you guys with any of your questions and anything you guys need in person. That's May 8th through the 10th this year. And TeamLightStore.com. It's all in the description. You guys get your tickets now. And Jayse, absolute rock star, brother. I'm going to use that link you sent me. I'm going to go ahead and get my Descent wallets now. And for everyone out there, we're just trying to share some wisdom and some things to move around some of these currents into much more calm waters. All right. I love you guys. And Jayse, it's been an absolute pleasure. Till next time. Brother. Peace.
breath, and relax.
Ascending now to the seventh dimension. Source light